you think you got gyno and you've been sitting up looking up surgeries and doctors and convinced yourself and doing the pinch test on your nipples and all of that, you could be wasting thousands of dollars, a ton of stress and energy, and I'm getting ready to explain to you why. For years, I'm talking 99% of my life, I'll be 33 next Friday, up until September of this year, 32 years of my life, I thought I had gyno. I did all the research, I looked online, I was trying to figure out what test I could do without going to my doctor. I was even considering going to a doctor. I was even considering getting a surgery. That was my personal story. I can show you right here. I always thought I had it. It was terrible for my confidence. I remember being a little kid and all of my friends, they had just regular flat chests, and even in high school, people started doing their push-ups and they had little chests, and I would do my push-ups and I had a cup under my chest, and people would make off-branded comments, and it was terrible for my confidence. But I learned something this year that changed everything. For anybody listening, if you fall into the bucket of thinking that you even remotely might have gyno, I'm gonna break it down and make it real simple for you right here. Step one, here's the key. If you are above 15% body fat, I don't even want the word gyno to come out of your mouth, and I don't want you to type it into another computer or another search bar on your phone. I repeat, if you are 15% or above in body fat percentage, I don't even want words that start with the letter G to come out of your mouth. The human body is very strange, and when it starts to get into body fat and how it's placed over your body, it gets a lot stranger. For example, if you are 15% or above in body fat percentage, you cannot accurately assess whether or not you have gynecomastia. Period. There's no way around that. I'm going to repeat it one more time for the people who are saying, oh, I think I have it. Oh, I did the test where I pinched my nipples. Oh, I felt something under there. Oh, you're probably fat. Period. I'm telling you, it's a hard truth, but you have to listen to this, lay down on it, watch it again tomorrow, go to sleep, lay down on it, watch it again next week. Anytime where you're starting to doubt that, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and you're in your fucking 20% body fat, you're wrong. You don't have gyno. I'm telling you now, it's not that common. You are not that unique. For the very few percentage of you that do have it, when you get down under 15% and you see that your nipples are protruding or something, then maybe we can have that conversation. Here's how body fat works. And like I said, it's very strange. If you have a high body fat percentage, your body, especially in men, tends to carry fat deposits in different spots for different people. So you might be working out, and you might have been working out for months, right? And you could have possibly been in a calorie deficit, and you see that you're starting to slim down. You've been lifting heavy, you've been going hard in the gym, and your body fat is starting to come down. For me personally, my back leaned out before anything. So if I didn't have a camera or looked in the mirror, I wouldn't have an idea that the workout and the nutrition plan was working. That's why you have to take progress pictures weekly, and you have to track your body weight daily in the morning on an average over the week. My back leaned out way before anything else in my body, and my chest was still carrying a lot of body fat, and I was still like, I don't know. But I went and I got a scan, and I found out I'm still was like close to 16% body fat. That's the reality of it. I was leaning out in my top 4 abs before my chest leaned out. So that's what I'm saying. The body is very weird. Just because you're lean in other places and not lean in your chest does not mean that you have gynecomastia. You have to get that body fat percentage down sub 15% before you can accurately assess. If you're lucky, as you start to get closer to that 15%, your chest will start to tighten up and you'll be cool. You'll see it, and then in your head, it'll click like, oh, I was just fat. If you're unlucky like me, you're gonna have to keep going, because your body might pull fat from between your toes and up under your ass before it gets to the chest part. You have to stay consistent with your nutrition, with your training, with your sleep, your rest. You have to stay consistent long enough for your body to start to pull fat from the chest area so you can actually determine what you're working with. The second part of this, with your training, you're not going to go and spam push-ups and spam bench press and bench so heavy and for so long that after every chest workout that you can't move your chest, or you risk ripping a pec, or you can't lift your arms up and your triceps are so burnt out because oh my God, I got to do so many chest workouts. That's not how it goes. What you have to do is follow a freaking routine for a long period of time. There's no way around it. I'm telling you guys, I thought a 90-day fix was going to be good for me. I thought for sure after 100 days that I would see some results. I didn't really start to see results in the chest area for just about 200 days. Think about that. It took me over 6 months before I started to see results in that area. Pick a routine. If you don't know how to pick a routine, if you don't use ChatGPT, talk to somebody who has some sort of experience in the gym, whether it be a personal trainer or a friend or whatever. You can go on Reddit, you can go on forums, you can find routines online. Follow the routine. Make adjustments after you follow the routine for a few months. You don't do something one week and then do something different the next week. Follow your routine and then you repeat that for 8 months. Don't come to me saying, oh, I still think I have gyno and it's only been 2 weeks. Don't come to me and comment under this, oh, it's been 2 months, I don't know what to do. Because I'm gonna ask you, where was your body fat percentage when you started? If you were 40% body fat when you started and it's been 3 months and you don't see your chest tighten up, hello, you have to realize it's gonna take longer for you. If you're about 20% body fat and 3 months pass and you don't really see any changes, hello, it's probably gonna take closer to 8 months. That's the harsh reality. It was even points where it felt like surgery was gonna be the only option for me. But what really made me rethink it was, I looked in the mirror and said, I don't know if my body fat is actually, what really made me rethink it was, I looked in the mirror and said, my body fat is way too high for me to be having these thoughts. I was too stuck in my head for way too long. And I realized before I looked up another surgery thing or doctor or whatever, I needed to get my body fat down to actually see what I was really working with. So let's break down the common misconception about gyno. You're gonna see this in a bunch of videos. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. True gynecomastia is due to a hormonal imbalance. So what happens, there's something out of whack with your hormones and you develop a granular piece of tissue up under the nipple. There's another thing called pseudo gynecomastia, which is where it just looks like you have it. Here's how you can tell the difference. True gynecomastia, that firm granular piece of tissue that developed underneath the nipple is hard. It's hard, it's lumpy. If your body fat is so low that you can see all the lines of definition, I'm talking abs, hamstrings, whatever, and you still have that hard lump, a nipple under there, that could be true gynecomastia. If your chest is firm everywhere except right there, and I'm talking about firm definition on the sides, in the middle, and down there is poking out, that's true gynecomastia. You won't know that unless you're closer to like under 15%, closer to like the 12 range. I'm talking definition everywhere and you see that. If you're anything short of definition everywhere, then you probably don't have it. What you think you have, pseudo gynecomastia, and even that, and that's just code for your body fat percentage is just too high. You cannot determine whether or not you have gynecomastia unless you commit to a structured training program and structured nutrition for a long period of time, period. There's no way around it. Here's the kicker about the whole thing. Your doctor is human, and your doctor might not be hip to fitness, nutrition in the sense of bodybuilding and all of that. You 18% body fat, depending on how you carry fat stores in your body. You go to the doctor. You could be looking right, Jack. Hey doc, I think I got gyno. Your doctor's not gonna say, oh, well, ooh. Your doctor, if depending on how hard you push, and if you kind of look like you have it, and I'm talking about, if you're 18% body fat, I know some 18% body fat dudes, Jack. You go in there, you say the right thing, and you convince your doctor that you have it, unless they really, really know what they're talking about, they might just go with you, okay? And then now you're getting the surgery and you done convinced yourself and your doctor that you have it, when that extra 3% body fat, which is another 4 months on your plan, 5 months, could have drastically changed the appearance of your chest. Here's another thing. You're 18% body fat. You look great. You can clearly see you're on your way to being fully defined everywhere, but 18%, you're carrying it well in your clothes. Your confidence is through the roof. But your chest is bothering you, right? and you got so convinced in your head that you got gyno and you really don't, and you go off the deep end and you go do something that you otherwise wouldn't have cared about if you got down under 15%. This same person, 18%, boom, you know, issue with the chest, boom. You get under 15%, even if you had true gyno, you might like how your body's shaped up and say your confidence might be to the point where you're like, forget it. You won't know until your body fat is low enough. Your brain changes and your perception of your body changes over time. It doesn't happen overnight. Body dysmorphia is a true thing. Something that you might be looking at and saying, oh, I'm so stressed about, could in reality just be your brain so used to looking at your body a certain way that now it hasn't caught up to what your body actually looks like. I lost 46 pounds this year from March of 2024 to November of 2024. 8-month period, kind of quick. My brain has not caught up with my new body looks like. It hasn't. My brain hasn't caught up. I still get out of bed in the morning and look down expecting to see my stomach hanging over my pajama pants. I still look in the mirror expecting to see my chest protruding and flabby. Even when I look in the mirror now, I still see a flabby chest. Do I carry some body fat up there? A little bit, but the overall structure of my chest has transformed completely in the past 8 months. Your brain will play tricks on you. That's why you have to have hard numbers that you're paying attention to know exactly what's going on. And also getting an outside opinion after a certain point from somebody who's really in this game is what can help you as well. Listen, I'm being very serious now. I'm being very serious because I know that carrying the extra fat in your chest could really put a damper on your life. I know a lot of people don't understand it, but for the guys that do understand it, I've read stories of people being ready to kill themselves because of they couldn't figure out this equation. So I'm being serious right now. I want you guys to listen. Don't give up. Don't do it. I'm telling you, my chest looked like this for 32 years and 6 months. I'll be 33 next week. My chest looked like this for a majority of my life. I've never felt confident taking my shirt off at the pool when I was a teen. I've never felt confident wearing certain clothes because I was afraid of how my chest was going to look. My confidence was shot. It was in the tank. My body image was in the gutter. I can't stress this part enough. Stay motivated until you can become disciplined. What that means, when if you watch this and you say, you know what, I'm going to listen to Motivation more, I'm going to get my ass in the gym, I'm going to rock, I'm going to rep it out. Listen, that's all well and good. And subscribe, and I'll continue to keep providing motivation. But guess what? In about 2.5 weeks after you watch this video, and you're going to go in the gym one day, and you're going to be like, this sucks. Motivation Mar didn't explain this part to me. This sucks. It doesn't matter. That's where your discipline kicks in. After about 14, 15, it's different for everybody. For me personally, it was about 14, 15, 16 weeks. I became so disciplined with my routine that the gym was no longer some grand event that was taking place. It was just something that I do. Just like taking a shower, just like eating dinner. Stay encouraged. Do not give up. Do not go under the knife until your body fat percentage is low enough to know for sure that you have it. There's a small percentage of people that are watching this that will see this and will have gynecomastia. There's a small percentage of people watching. Very small. I'm telling you, it's so small that the likelihood of it being you is slim to none. You are not that special. What is likely happening is your body fat is too high. I want you to go down in the comments right now and pledge to me. I'm begging you, pledge to me in the comments that you will not look up, research, investigate, consult about gynecomastia anymore until after you get your body fat percentage low enough to where that you know for a fact that you have it without a shadow of a doubt. If you're 10% body fat and your nipples are poking all the way out, then that's a different conversation. But if you're 10% body fat, you also have abs ripped up, your glutes ripped up, your hamstrings popping, your triceps popping. You got lines and definition all over your body, and your chest is the one place where it's just poking out like a udder. Then maybe that's you. The likelihood of that is slim to none. You'll probably get struck by lightning before you find out that you have a legitimate case of gynecomastia. I want you to go in the comments and comment right now that you will not look up any more of this BS information on here. I don't care what the gurus, the scientists, the doctors that make these videos with millions of views, I don't care what they say. You will not go and look it up anymore until your body fat percentage is low enough. Guys, like, comment, and share. Subscribe, please. I want to keep making these videos for y'all. I'll see you next week.